Hi everyone, I hope you're well. Thanks for clicking on the video. Bringing you some more Last of Us content today, coming off of the back of The Last of Us Day from a couple of days ago, as well as the new trailer that they released in light of that. I'm just really caught up in The Last of Us excitement, The Last of Us hype. And I have three bold predictions for season 2 on HBO. And it helped a lot with the trailer coming out because that gave me a little bit more of an insight as to things I already maybe thought, reassured me on some things, maybe think twice on some other things. But let's get right into these predictions, right? First of all, if you watch my reaction to the trailer that dropped a couple of days ago, you'll see I was surprised to see the porch scene, the infamous porch scene at the end of The Last of Us Part 2 with Joel and Ellie, where Ellie comes to say, oh, look, I'm going to try and forgive you. I'm not sure if I can, but I'm going to try. And the last time that was the last time they spoke before Joel's untimely demise, right? I was really surprised to see that in the trailer for season 2. I thought, obviously, if they're going to present things to us in the same fashion that they did with the game, just chronologically, it wouldn't make a lot of sense that the porch scene would be in season 2. But like I've mentioned before, I've listened to every Neil Druckmann interview that is on the internet, period. I swear to God, I'd be really surprised to see if I missed one. And he's touched on this before, kind of much like season 1. They changed things from the game, of course. They altered it to make it more TV friendly. I suspect with the way they presented us the timeline in the game, they're going to alter that for the show. I think it'll be for the best, right? And what I mean by that is, I think we're going to see things far more chronologically, right? We're going to see much less time jumps. Of course, the memory scenes when Ellie thinks back to the times where she was with Joel, at the museum and dinosaur park or whatever the fuck. I think scenes like those will still make a lot of sense. But for the most part, I don't think we're going to see a lot of time jumping back and forth like we did in the game. I don't think it would make a lot of sense. And I'm really intrigued to see the ramifications of doing that, right? I think that's going to lead to Joel's death having much more gravitas, you know what I mean? I think it'll be more meaningful, possibly even more impactful. Looking forward to seeing how it comes across on the TV. I think, they're giving us more time to sit with Joel, right? And to see that scene happen so early, it'll give us more of a perspective, right, for the rest of the story. Whereas in the game, you don't get that perspective. You didn't understand that, that was the last time Ellie and Joel saw and spoke to each other. So it'll be interesting knowing that now, so early on, to see how that will affect the rest of the story. So that's prediction 1. I think they're going to change the way in which they present us the story. I think it will be much more chronological. Okay, we're starting small, we'll work up to the big predictions, right? Prediction number 2, Isaac. We saw some of Isaac in the trailer, right? And again, I'm privy to some information that maybe not everyone knows because I have listened to every Neil Druckmann interview podcast in the world, period. And he has spoken before how Isaac played a far more significant role in the game originally. He kind of played more of like a surrogate father role to Abby, and we got to see much more of him in the game before they decided to remove that storyline, in hopes of making the game more concise and just trying to make it more, just really, I think concise is a good way of putting it, make the game more impactful and powerful. And by doing that, they tried to cut some of the loose fat. And I guess they felt like that was the case with this particular storyline, but I think it would make a lot of sense for us to see more of that in this show. I think, one, it'll be important in building the story arc of Abby, who they need to work hard on making us give a shit about Abby, right? And to see her with some kind of surrogate father role might be impactful in some way. And yeah, before we move on to the last prediction, that was prediction 2. Isaac's going to play a far more significant role. My last prediction, and again, this is based off of some information I've been privy to thanks to Neil Druckmann, my man. But I think Joel is going to have a girlfriend in Jackson, okay? I think possibly we might have seen her in the trailer. I think I could be off about that possibly, but I do strongly think that Joel is going to have a girlfriend. Again, much like how I spoke about Isaac a second ago, this is something that was in the game originally, right? There were missions, and before they, again, made the game more concise, deleted some storylines, got rid of some shit, it was written that Joel had a girlfriend. And again, I think this is going to be really interesting for the show because, one, okay, like I said, they're gonna alter things from the game, right? Like that we saw with season 1. And I think having Joel have a girlfriend, having us spend more time with Joel, seeing him happy, comfortable, in love, that's going to make his inevitable death hurt all the more, which you wouldn't have thought would even be possible, right, if you've played the game. But I just think it makes a ton of sense for the show, man. It'll be nice. I think us, the fans, and Joel as a character deserves some me time, you know what I mean? Deserves some time to just be happy, right? And I think it'll be nice to see that. And like I said, I think that will really affect how I think it'll make his death more impactful, which again, like I said, how would that even be possible? We never would have guessed it. So yeah, those are my 3 predictions. I think they're going to present the story to us in a much more chronological order, less time jumps. I think Isaac is going to play a far more significant role as Abby's surrogate father. And I think Joel is going to have a girlfriend in Jackson, right? She may die. Who knows? Joel will die and it'll be heartbreaking. And yeah, I think that's all I've got for my predictions. Come back to this video in a year's time when the season has been released and we'll see if I was right. I like to think I will be. But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. If you have any thoughts, some predictions as well, maybe for season 2, leave them in the comment section down below, and I'd love to get back to you when I have the time. Thanks, guys.